Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all well. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make one of these 3D bluebell flowers and then how to attach them to create an earring. So to make one of these you're going to need some size 11 seed beads in two different shades of blue. So you want the darker one for at the top and then a slightly lighter one. So these are both Preciosa and they're both available in my shop. I'll leave a link below. You'll also need any green that you want to choose. You'll need some head pins, and it needs to be a fine enough head pin that it fits size 11 seed beads onto it. If you can't find one like that, then for the green beads you can use a size 8 bead instead. You'll need your earring hooks, your beading thread and beading needle, and some pliers to work with the head pin. That's everything, let's get started. I've threaded my needle with about 20 inches of thread. First thing you're going to do is pick up 4 of your darker colour. Slide those down onto your needle and onto your thread, almost all the way down. Just leave enough so that you can tie a couple of knots, just a few inches. Sew up through the first bead to create this right angle unit. Now we're going to put one bead in between each of those. So picking up one, coming out of this one on the bottom, you're going to go up through this one on the side. Okay, picking up one, now you're coming out of this one on the side, you're going to go through the one on the top. Picking up one, coming out the one on the top, you're going to go down through the one on the side. And finally, picking up one, and you're coming out of this one on the side, so you're going to go through the one on the bottom, and you're also going to go up through this one, the first one we added in this row. Like that. Pull that nice and tight. Now picking up one, coming out of this one on the corner, skipping over one, going through the next one on the corner. Picking up one, coming out of this one, skipping over one, going through the next one. Again, picking up one, coming out here, skipping over one, going through the next one on the corner. And picking up one, coming out here, skip over one, go through the next one. And that's the last one in the row, so you're also going to step up through this first one we added, like that. Okay, so pull that tight, and when you pull it tight, you've got all this loose thread that you can see. You want to push those 4 beads that you just added up into the centre as you pull it tight, to kind of encourage them to sit up into the middle. So you should be able to get them so they're sort of sitting on the top. So my 4 beads are here, here, here and here. You're going to pick up one. So I'm coming out of this one, I'm going to skip that one underneath and go through this next one. And once you add this row, it's going to bring them together. It's going to be much easier to kind of see where you are. And again, picking up one, coming out of this one, skipping that one that's underneath and going through the next one. Picking up one, coming out here, skip the one underneath, go through the next one. Last one in the row, so there's 4 beads in every single row. So we're coming out here, picking up one, skipping over one, going through the next one. And because it's the last in the row, you're going to go through the one after that as well. Okay, now pull that nice and tight. Okay, now you should have this. So your 4 beads that you're working with, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you turn it on the side, they just sit up ever so slightly higher than the row below. Okay, so from now on we're going to be doing the same thing, so I'll show you again. So picking up one, coming out here, skip over one, go through the next one. It's that same step every time. Picking up one, skipping over one, going through the next one. Picking up one, skipping over one, going through the next one. And adding 4 beads in each row, so this is the last one. So coming out here, skipping over one, going through the next one, because it's the last in the row, up through the one after that as well. So we've got this. So again, picking up one, skipping over one, going through the next one, 3 more times, pick up one, skip over one, through the next one, 2 more times, pick up one, skip over one, go through the next one, and last bead of the row. Coming out here, we're skipping over one, going through the next one and up into the one above as well. Don't forget to go up into the one above so you're ready to start the next row. Okay, pull it tight every time. I need to add 4 more rows doing exactly the same thing, so picking up a bead, skipping the next one and going through the one after that. And you're adding 4 beads in each row, and at the end of each row don't forget to step up. So go ahead and add 4 more rows and then I'll show you what to do. So I've added those extra rows, so this is what it should look like. So when you turn it on the side, each of these kind of columns of beads should have 5 in them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's how you know you're at the right stage. Now we're going to switch to our second colour, picking up 2 of those, coming out of this one, skipping over one, going through the next one. So you should be coming out, you should have stepped up into this top row, coming out of any bead in the top row. Okay, same again, picking up 2. So now we're coming out of this one, skip over one, go through the next one. Picking up 2, coming out here, skipping over one, and going through, the next one. And last 2 of the row. Coming out here, we're going to skip over one, go through the next one and up into the bead above, like that. Make sure they don't get twisted. Okay, so we have this. Now we're going to add 1 more row and then it's all finished. So picking up 2, coming out here, you're going to go straight down through the next one, through the blue one in the middle, and up through the first light coloured bead of the next group. Okay, so basically you're going through the next 3 beads. And just make sure that they stack nicely in place like that. Okay, and then do the same, picking up 2, coming out of this one, and you're going to go down through the next 3 beads like that. You're going to do that again 2 more times, so picking up 2, going down through or going through the next 3 beads, and always make sure that they stack nice and flat. So picking up the last 2, going down through the next bead. Doesn't matter about moving around this time because it's the end of the flower. So just go down through that next bead, make sure they sit how they're supposed to. So that is the flower done. So now you need to tie your threads off. So I'm coming out here, I'm going to move my needle around so it's back up here in the main part of the flower, just by moving up and round diagonally until I'm a little bit away from the bottom where I don't want to get tangled. Okay, so I'm here in the middle and I'm going to tie a knot. So my thread's coming out here, I'm I'm going to take my needle under this thread here that's connecting the bead that I'm coming out of to one of the next ones, catch that with your needle, pull that down until you have a small loop and go through that loop 2 times. Pull it down until the knot tightens and then move through several more beads before you cut your thread. Once you've cut that thread off, then thread your needle onto your tail thread, which is up here at the top. And before you cut this one off, you want to circle through those top 4 beads a couple of times to make sure that when you put your head pin in, it's not just going to fall through this hole. You want this to be quite nice and closed up. So that's that. And now I'm going to move down into the piece, tie off this thread the same way, and then I'll show you how to join them together. So once you've finished your flower, then you need to take your head pin, and this one we're going to attach it together now. This is where you can kind of decide for yourself how long you want your stem to be. I've done 3 on this one, so for one I've picked up 3 beads to make it the shortest, and then I've picked up 6 beads on this one, and then on this one I've picked up 13 beads on that one. So you can do exactly the same as me if you like. If you're going to do this same earring, you need to make 2 more of these, and then so that's how many? 3, 6 and 13, and just attaching them onto your earring hook. So I'm just going to show you with this one. So I'll do 6 on this one. So you're just going to first of all take your head pin, get your flower and stick it right through the centre, making sure it comes out in the middle. Pull that right up and then pick up however many beads you decided on. So I'm going to pick up 6, slide those down, make sure your head pin's all the way up in the flower, and then you need to cut it so you can make a loop. This is also going to depend on how big you want your loop to be. I just kind of guess, and I'll cut it so I have enough wire left, which I will take my round nose pliers, and when you're doing this, make sure you keep the beads pushed right against the flower so you're not losing any of this down in the flower. And then I'll make a loop. And it's best if your loop is quite close to where the beads finish, because that's going to be the best for keeping it looking nice all the time and not seeing any gold wire in between. Just going to twist that like that. So once you've done that, then all you need to do is open this loop and attach it onto your earring hook like this, and this is what it looks like. So I think these turned out really nice, so I hope you're able to make one of these. So it's supposed to be a bluebell because they usually come out where I live everywhere in all the woodland in the springtime. They're not out yet, I don't think, but it kind of, I don't know, it reminded me of another flower when I made it, so let me know down below what it reminds you of, or if there's any flowers like this where you come from. And if you do make these, I'd love to see them. You can tag me on Instagram at Beaded by Hannah and follow me there, and comment down below anything else you'd like to see. Like, share, subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and thanks so much for watching everyone. See you next time. Bye.